Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry mate, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try, build a bridge over troubled waters, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face, love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more sorrows, no more bad days, no more cries, no more dark cold place, no more fear, no more fight. Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry babe, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try, build a bridge over troubled water, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face, love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more sorrow, no more bad days, no more cries, no more dark cold place, no more fear, no more fight. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face, love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more sorrow, no more bad days, no more cries, no more dark cold place, no more fear, no more fight. Let the sun on the way shine, shine. Let the sun of the new way shine, 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 shine.
Never lose your faith in the brightness of your eyes. Never let the sorrow bring you down.
of getting together. It's always good to do the good. I do believe the world can be better, and I know that you believe it too. Papa, Mama, brothers and sisters, let's get ready for our dawn. This is the time for those big changes we have all been waiting for so long. Listen to this call, the time is right now. Here is the place, so let's move in a faster pace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. It's always good to getting together. It's always good to do the good. I do believe the world can be better, and I know that you believe it too. Papa, Mama, brothers and sisters, let's get ready for our dawn. This is the time for those big changes we have all been waiting for so long. Listen to this call, the time is right now. Here is the place, so let's move in a faster pace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. Listen to this call, the time is right now. Here is the place, so let's move in a faster pace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace.
Helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in action. Blue crystal eyes, colors of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Blue crystal eyes, colors of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Bezerra de Menezes, apostle of the good, receive our prayers and also our heart. Bezerra de Menezes, apostle of the light, place our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Spiritist Talk. We thank you for joining us tonight, and as always, we are so happy to have you here with us. So, before we start the talk of tonight, we would like to share some announcements with you guys. So, first, we ask that during this time, you turn off your phone notifications and find a quiet place if possible to enjoy this time with us. And as always, our meeting will have a 30-minute presentation and will be followed by Q&A. So after the presentation, we'll have our spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you now to set aside a container with drinkable water, with potable water that can be magnetized and that you can drink during the week. Our meeting is being retransmitted by Continental Conference America through their Facebook and also is retransmitted every Wednesday at 8 p.m. by Kardec Radio through their Facebook and YouTube. For those of you who want to learn more about Spiritism, the course Get to Know Spiritism is free and online, and it happens every Saturday at 5:15 p.m. Eastern. The new class started September 7th, but you still can join us. The registration link is in the chat, and you can contact us with any questions. We hope you join us. We also offer virtual gospel at home. The gospel at home is an effective support for you and your family's spiritual harmony. It's a meeting, a weekly meeting with your family, um, where in a set date and time, you read a little bit of the gospel, discuss it, and pray as a family. We will motivate and guide you in establishing and maintaining the gospel at home meetings. So we'll help you get started, and we hope you can continue that. So if you post a message in the chat or you contact us, you can request it. So just let us know. You also are welcome to include your name or the name of anybody else um, on the list of positive vibrations. This is our online prayer book. So the people that you ask for prayers or for vibrations, they can be incarnate or discarnate, and the person that you indicate will be assisted by good spirits to provide healing energy and strength goodwill. So you can find our vibration book link in the chat. So now about the topic of today. So today we're going to be hearing about the chapter 1, part 1 from the Spirit's book. And the title of that chapter is God. And that will be facilitated by our brother Rodrigo from Winnipeg. So everyone is welcome to write questions and comments in the chat. We love hearing from you. We love to interact with you during this time. And these questions and comments will be addressed at the end of the talk. So now we would like to invite Rodrigo, that who is also going to do our opening prayer. Hello, friend.
Hi, Anna. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. I'm feeling the responsibility to talk about God. I hope He forgive me.
I know you got it. I know you got it. I have no reservations. I'll be back soon. All right.
Thank you, Anna. So, hello, everyone. Thank you for having me again. I would like to ask you to join me in a prayer and close your eyes if you wish, asking for the inspiration and intuition of the good spirits of our Master and our Divine Father that we call in many cultures God, asking the blessing of the opportunity of learning, always being grateful for all the opportunities that's given to us, that we're going to learn tonight and reflect the mercy and the love that God has for us. Please help us to connect with the message of the high spirits. Help us to understand and apply those concepts in our daily lives. That the teaching of tonight help us to face our problems and struggles with more courage, understanding, and hope. We ask the permission of the good spirits and our master to start the study tonight, always asking her, always asking the inspiration and intuition to be a good medium to pass the message in the best of our abilities. Thank you very much. And we ask your protection today, tomorrow, and always. So be it. All right. So just give me a second. I'm going to organize here by sharing this slide. Please bear with me. And we're going to start shortly. As an mentioned today, I feel a very strong, every time that I come here to talk, I feel a strong feeling that responsibility because we have to be as clear as possible in the message of good spirits. So, and what I'm going to do, I'm having a just a little bit of problem. So just give me 1 second, and I'm trying to figure out my technical problem. Please bear with me. I know we're doing this for a long time and still have some technical difficulties sometimes. I think it's better now, so you can see my full screen, I believe. So, welcome to Spiritist Talk, and as you know, once a month we're going to be talking about the Spirit's book. And the idea today is talk about God. And I'm going to approach this in three ways. So we're going to talk about God in the infinity, proofs of the existence of God, and the attributes of divinity. And then I'm going to use Kardec's intelligence to guide us through this reflection tonight. Kardec is quite wise when he asks some questions to the high spirits. And then what we're going to do is just try to understand, okay, so how is spiritists understand God and how we can apply those concepts in a way that make our lives better. So when you think about God and the infinite, we could come up sometimes with a misunderstanding that God and infinite are the same thing. And Kardec knew that already. And since Spiritism was a very new science that time in philosophy, so then Kardec asked the spirits. And this is quite smart from Kardec because Kardec asked, what is God? He didn't ask, who is God? Because Kardec already has an understanding that God's not who, but is really what it is, to try to give us a sense of God. And everyone is curious, right? To what is God? And I know that some belief systems understand God as a who, so but is not our case. So God, and this is the spirits talking to Kardec and answer the question, God is the supreme intelligence, primary cause of all things. So if the supreme intelligence, think about this, there is nothing more intelligent than God. And if it primary cause of all things, everything that exists that you can think of comes from the mind of God, from this supreme intelligence. We call God, some cultures can call creators, some cultures may be called intelligence. And it doesn't matter the name of what we are using, try to understand what Kardec is trying to make us reflect. And then he followed this question number 2, what's meant by infinite? So Kardec is quite wise because he knew there is a confusion between God, infinite, and then he asked, well, what is God and what is meant by infinite? So what is that? And then the spirits answer, that which has neither beginning nor end is basically the unknown. All which is unknown is infinite. So, for example, do we know if our universe has an end? No, we don't. So they call that the universe is infinite. So we don't understand quite well the beginning. We don't understand the end. So as though science try to prove it, there's many theories, but no theories prove they're really the origin of the universe. So then Kardec's so wise because the third question he come and say, can you say that God's the infinite? See how smart Kardec is to make us reflect? So what is God? What you meant by infinite? And then can I say that God's the infinite? And the Spirit said, well, that would be an incomplete definition. Human speech is too impoverished, which means it's too poor our language, and insufficient to define that which transcends human intelligence. So here, what the Spirit is really informing us that whatever we try to explain God, we're not gonna find the answer because this transcends our ability to comprehend. Well, I know that maybe is not what you expect, that I will give you the answer. Well, God is this, or who was God? But surprisingly, the Spirit saying we don't know. It's way high, it's bigger than the infinite. So, and we it's hard to define. So then, if it's that case, so the question become, God really exists, and how can we prove that? And Kardec started to think about and make us reflect and ask the Spirit several questions regarding to that. And the question number 4, he approached and said, the Spirit, where may we find proof for the existence of God? Because that's what most of us would like to know. How can I prove them if God exists? So, for example, there are some beliefs that people don't believe that God exists. Some are in the between. I don't know, maybe yes, maybe no. So then some people truly believe, but sometimes they believe that God's a kind of impersonification of a person. So there's a lot of misunderstanding. And Kardec asked, and the spirits are kind of clear. In an axiom you apply to all your science. There is no effect without a cause. If you search for the cause or whatever is not the work of human beings, the reason you answer your question. See how wise the spirits are? We can understand, for example, when I say airplane, so then you know that's man-made. So man create. And that's the beauty, because even if men create, if you think that all that comprise an airplane is man-made, but what's the materials? What's the elements that exist? The atoms, the molecules. So then you start to expand and you see that, wow, let's go Earth. Man didn't made moon, stars, flowers, trees, oceans, and just think of now expand this to the entire universe. So one mistake that we usually do when we talk about those things, that we use Earth as the center of the universe and what we know to try to explain the existence of God. And this is way beyond comprehension. For example, we don't comprehend the universe. Basically, we don't comprehend even ourselves. So how can we try to comprehend God? And that's what Kardec is going to try to guide us to understand that, while God is a possibility, it can exist. And he asked, all human beings have within them the intuitive sentiment of God's existence. What can we conclude from this? It's interesting that despite your belief system, except if you don't believe in God, so all belief systems believe some form of God, creator, God, whatever you call them. So, and what is coming from? Why human has this sentiment? And this is not new, start now. This is start since human appears on earth. And the spirits say that God exists. That's the explanation. Otherwise, where would such a sentiment come from if it were not based on something real? This is an application of the principle there is no effect without a cause. So, and then Kardec here exploring the possibilities for us to reflect that, well, maybe God is real and exists. Maybe you don't call it this way, but whatever you call this supreme intelligence that is the entire thing that we know and we do not comprehend, it comes to the beginning. if it something exists, so you can see, and like a planet, so the planet is not the cause, it's an effect of a combination of things. That's the cause, and what the cause is. And this cause of this is all the creation that we call God. In some cultures call creator. So then Kardec continue asking in a very logical sense. So you see the Kardec's logic in every single question. Try to make clear. So the existence of God, if it can be proved. And sometimes, don't get me wrong, science say, well, God existence wasn't proof. And I don't think that's the point. Science do not prove God because we cannot prove what we don't comprehend. Mightn't our inner sentiment about the existence of God be the result of education and the product of acquired ideas? Kardec is quite smart here because talk about the sentiment, but the sentiment could be a result of education. Let's see what the spirits tell Kardec. If that were the case, why would members of your primitive cultures have this intuition? So then, if you even cavemen, and when men start to drawing things and try to explain in drawing human existence, they believe in something. But the way that they express, because they didn't comprehend, was based on most of the time, in many belief systems, were based on natural phenomena. Then you start to understand why they believe in so many gods at the beginning, because then you have one god that express something that they experience. So then a wind, a fire, so a storm. So, and if you look at the Greek and the Roman culture, they have all these symbols that humanize God. And then we come to the monotheists, so that believe one God. And even though we humanize God, so how many cultures think God as a old man sit on a throne? And this is a symbolism that, well, old man, so then you think about wisdom. So then a throne, you think about power. This ruler has a power, but why we did that? Because we could not comprehend, and we still do not comprehend, but we now have the ability to expand our horizon to try to abstract what God could be. So then Kardec continued, could we find the first cause of the formation of things in the innermost properties of matter? So now Kardec really point out it could be matter, it's materialistic. So there's no such a thing as God. And the spirits say, even if you could, what in turn would be the cause of those properties? Even though it was matter, what is causing those matters? So think about anything in our life. Oh, I can see matter and then try to understand what's beyond that matter. So all the molecules that exist. Think about our DNA. Think about to build a house. So the woods, all those things that come from the nature that we use to build. That's why we God give us the privilege to be co-creators, because we use what He gave to us in our intelligence to co-create in a good way, or unfortunately sometimes we deviate and not as a good way we're supposed to be. But there must always be a first cause. So basically here the spirits are saying everything that you see, there's a cause, and this cause has something. Basically nothing can be come from nothing. And that's what Kardec comes to this next question. What about the idea that attributes the first formation of all things to a accidental combination of matter by chance? There are many people that believe that the formation of the universe was by chance. So now, if you reflect, we need to start, and that's why we need science, we need to study. Because think about, I'm just going to give an example on Earth. So Earth has an angle. So the planet is angle in a degree. And if I'm not mistaken, if I do a mistake, I apologize. I should not go to things that I'm not expert. But it seems like it's at 23 degrees angle. And the Earth needs to be angled to allow the movements of rotation and translation. Now think about if we move Earth angle 1 degree more or 1 degree less, what the consequence would be. And then we think, is this by chance? So, and we just think about the Earth. How about the moon? The distance between the Earth and the moon, the distance between the Earth and the sun. If we and we can do this in science in physics, if you try to move the angles and see how the consequence, if the sun was a little bit closer or a little bit far from Earth, if the moon was a little bit closer or a little bit far, and the question becomes, is all this by chance, or there is something intelligent behind all this? So the spirits say kind of clear here another absurdity. How could anyone with any common sense believe that chance is an intelligent agent? Moreover, what is chance? Nothing. So what the spirit is trying to tell us here that, well, nothing cannot create anything. So basically that's their trying. And then Kardec say, where maybe we see in the first cause a supreme intelligence, superior to all other intelligence. And Kardec is really wise because they really questioning the spirits in a very logical and rational way. And the spirit says, you have a proverb that says, the workman is known by its work. So look at the work and you find the workman. Pride is what creates disbelief. Human pride believes in nothing above itself. And that's why people think they are so powerful. And the spirits continue to say, poor beings, a mere breath from God could blow them over. So, and here is interesting that sometimes we need to open our minds and don't think that we are only the intelligent beings in the entire universe. That's just because you cannot prove in a positivistic mindset. So you don't measure God, you don't measure those things because those things are not measurable because we don't have the way. But as more we study, just look everything around us. So are we going to ignore there is a intelligence principle behind everything? And more science evolve, I think clear becomes the existence of a supreme intelligence that it knows and coordinates everything that happens. And this design is so smart that evolves and progress over time. And that's why I think Spiritism bring faith and evolution and creationism together, not fighting, but complementing each other because everything has a reason for it if it exists. So just think, just reflect how many galaxies we have that human can measure. So, and if you think like more than 700 billions, so then it's infinite. So we are the only planet that has life. How about everything else? It was created just for us to admire. So I don't know. I think to me, when we have to expand beyond only what we see in our planet, because everything we're trying to explain with our own lens. Well, we need to understand that we cannot comprehend and accept that. And that's okay. And then we start thinking about, okay, so we cannot understand God because we cannot comprehend. Wow, we have, if you want to search for the proof that God exists, you may find, if you look the nature, the universe, how things works. But can we understand some attributes of the divinity? Because this is more closer to us. We cannot maybe have some sense. For example, you can tell some attributes that I have. For example, when you look at me, you're gonna say, "Well, Rodrigo has a dark brown eyes. He has." Then you give him my physical characteristics. This is not me. This is my attribute. Me will be my personality, my likes and dislikes. So that's a difference. So let's try to see what Kardec has to bring in terms of human attributes. Can human beings fathom God's innermost nature? And the Spirit saying no, they lack the aptitude to comprehend it. Again, the spirits show us maybe we should focus on other things other than try to understand God with the limitations that we have at the moment. But then Kardec asked, will they ever be able to fathom the mystery of divinity? And the spirits say, when their spirits, which means our, are no longer eclipsed by matter, and when they have finally purified themselves enough to be able to approach God, then they will see, comprehend God. So the previous questions is kind of turn us off, like, oh, I'm never going to comprehend God. No, it's not that. So at the moment we can, but we will. And progress is going to happen, you liking or not. So it's like a school, right? So some students progress quite quickly, and other students quite slow. But all of them is going to progress. So, and that's the destiny. So God create us to purify ourselves, to become what you call perfect spirits. There is a goal. So we start from the same start line and we end in the same end line. So were born simple and ignorant, and we finish as a pure spirit. But between these 2 points, we can have a straight line to the end, or you can go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. You can go down, 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 then you go up. So then there's many ways to reach the end goal, but the end goal is already established. So then Kardec asked, even though we cannot fathom God's innermost nature, can we get an idea of some of the divine perfections? So Kardec's quite wise. So, okay, I got it. We cannot understand, we cannot comprehend. There is no way to explore this more, but there is anything, any clue that we can get from this. And the Spirit say, yes, some of them. Human beings comprehend them better only as they progressively overcome matter, but they can at least get glimpses of them through thought. So the invitation here now is using our reasoning to make sense of things and try to get closer to understand the attributes of God. So, how we see the attributes of God? And Kardec asked, when we state that God's eternal, so this is the attributes. God's eternal, infinite, immutable, immaterial, one, all powerful, and supremely just and good. Don't we have a complete idea of God's attributes? See how many attributes you have here? It's a lot of attributes. This is not God. It's just the attribution of. We don't know God yet, but we all is eternal, which means there's no beginning and no end. So it's infinite, again, no beginning, no end. It's immutable, never change. So immaterial is not matter. So that's why it's hard for us to understand. It's just the one. There's no many gods. So all powerful. So think about it. It controls everything that happens. And it's just and good. So and the spirit say, from your point of view, yes. Because you believe them is so state in them, you therefore have named all of them. What the spirits are saying in terms of what you can comprehend at the moment, yeah, that's fine. But it's more than that. There is way more attributes. And if you think about what's the God's attributes, is the completely perfection. And why you cannot comprehend? Because we don't know what perfection really is. The question becomes, why is this understanding is important? Why you have to understand, if you want to understand Spiritism, why you need to know those things, how we see God. Because when you see God, and if you think about God as eternal, immutable, material, one, all powerful, supremely just, good, is perfect. So that means God is love. If God is love, think about we are not alone. We are not alone. And I remember when Anna was presenting about the suicide prevention, and the title of the talk was "You're Not Alone," despite you may feel sometimes, but you are not, because you have someone that created you for a purpose. And if he's completely love, how this, let's call Father here for simplicity, will abandon you? Our suffering is not eternal. If someone is love, perfection, just, good, immaterial, infinite, immutable, they don't change their mind. God doesn't change his mind. And suffering has a function because we learn a lot when we are in pain. But it's a free will because we learn from love or from suffering. And you have to think about what we are choosing, because we choose suffering and then we blame God as God is unjust. We are unjust. If you believe that God has all this attribution, so you have to understand that maybe I have to shift my mindset. We will have other chances. That's why we believe in reincarnation. How can we get a comprehension and become pure spirits, perfect spirits in one shot? In my mind, it's hard to comprehend that you can do this once. And think about the feeling that you have is this life or never again. And then you start to have concepts of eternal damnation, hell. So if you're watching me here live or on demand, the question becomes, wow, I'm not always a good person, then I don't have a chance. Yes, you do have. Everything that you did, you can come to fix. In this life, great if you start. If not this one, you go. God is so lovely, so perfect, so just and good. They're gonna give you another chance, and this belongs to us to step forward and make the required changes. Because God's not gonna force you to anything. It doesn't force us. That's why we in Spiritism we don't blame God the punishment. Oh, God is punishing me. No, God is not punishing you. You make a choice and you have just the consequence of your choices. God is eternal, is love. Is not gonna he doesn't desire those. So God wants us to succeed. but he cannot change the way that we decide to do things. And then with this view, you start thinking that everything has a reason. So there is no by chance, there is no things from nothing. So everything that we live has a reason. The entire universe has a reason. And we are part of this. We are co creators. We are gods, as Jesus sometimes said to us. You are gods. You can do what I do and way more. So, what Jesus was trying to refer is this: since we are sons and daughters of God, we have the seed of love in us. We just need to make it grow. With this knowledge, we have the divine seed inside us, as I mentioned. And where is this seed? It's in our conscience. Every human being knows what's right and what's wrong. The problem that we shift according what is good for us, what is convenient. But deep inside we know. When you are alone and in our thoughts, we can hear that voice, inner voice, and we know that. What we need to do is just understanding that we were created to be perfect. How long time is going to take? I don't know. But remember, God is inside us. And if you concentrate, meditate, pray, you're going to listen the voice of your conscience. Our destiny is to be happy. So there is no way that God created us only to suffer. It makes no sense. Try to link the attributes. Then things start not making sense. And why we're not happy at the moment. So then we need to reflect about ourselves, what our choices, what we are making, how I'm living my life. Imagine that if I just complain about everything, nothing is good. So how can you be happy? And how you can make someone happy if you are unhappy? So, and that's why we have the day. We have 24 hours every day, and tomorrow is a gift. Every day you have a chance to reset and restart over again. The, the, the mercy of God is so big that He gives us every day a call for us to change, and every day give us a new opportunity. And if it's not this life, another one will come until you reach the goal. And what's the goal? Become perfect spirits. Life is a gift if you think that way. And it's worth living because you have a great opportunity, a chance given to change, to become a better person, to improve, to help others. And then it's not only about you or me, it's about us. And then we become better beings with more conscious. And then maybe our planet is going to move in a different direction to a more evolved planet. We can change the way we cope with the problems. We are on Earth, and we know, according to the classification, that we are in a planet of test and expiations. Suffering exists, evil overcome good still, but it's our choice. That's why we don't believe in hell or heaven, because there is no physical places. Heaven and hell is a state of being. If you're good and you always make good choices, you have virtues, you're gonna live more in a peaceful mindset. We can describe this as heaven. But if you have bad thoughts, negativity, make others suffer, it's not good to anyone. So you create your own hell. So And with all this, I can continue talk here for hours and hours and hours. But to be honest, at the end of the day, we should be grateful. Grateful because you always have to think about God as love, and a love that's beyond our comprehension, a love that the Creator want us to succeed and be happy and achieve the success and the goal that is become perfect spirits. And then when we reach that level, we will comprehend God exactly as our model, as Kardec asked the spirits in question 625, what's the best model that God gives to humanity? And the answer is quite quickly, look at Jesus. And we have to look at Jesus and all the moral teachings and how he lived his life among us and how he faced all the struggles and the challenges that we all will face. But this is a boussole, a guide to let us to progress. And to finalize my talk, I want to finish. Oh no, this is in Portuguese. It should be in English. I'm gonna just give you a quick translation here, real time. So basically, the message here is from Emmanuel and say, but God. And then there's a lot of people that ignore you. However, God's know you. So there are people that want to see you sick. However, God is giving you health. So there are people that disagree with you, but God bless you. So there are people that really throw stones on you, may criticize you all the time, but God, it hugs you, embrace you to support. There are people that see you and they want you to fall in temptation, but God know how much you resist. There is time that you're gonna feel abandonment, but God always take care of you. So there are people that wanna to make you feel the prejudice, but God give you more resources to overcome. There are people that make you cry, but God come and console you. There are people that hurt you, but God restore your being. There are those that want you to make mistakes, but God see you in another way. Doesn't matter what difficulty you face, do the good and give yourself to God. And this is Emmanuel in the book Companheiro, chapter 3. And thank you very much for listening to me tonight. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. Microphone, Anna.
I tell you, you know, how many times I still make that mistake of talking and you're muted. Um, I was just saying thank you so much. This it's a new thing we're doing this year to include the spirits book um, too, and sometimes it's not so easy to lead the discussion and still be pleasant and engaging. And I think your presentation was, so thank you so much. um, I was really thinking, I think when we study Spiritism and, the question, right, about what is God, that is such an amazing, like, such an intelligence of Kardec to ask that way. You know, every time I think that we try to personalize God so much, and that's when we get in trouble because we put the wrong attributes, in God, and sometimes it's to justify some of our behaviors like they are divine or godly, and usually they are not. And as you were talking too, it was really nice that you reminded us that if we silence ourselves, if we silence our thoughts, then we can hear God, right? It reminded me of the course that we're studying, vibration. That's why I really wanted to invite everybody to really study with us, because you start to connect things, right? In the Saturday with the Tuesday, and it makes it easier to apply. I think we have a couple of questions. So um, if we can go to the first one
Just give us a second.
from Sally. Oh, wow. We almost thought the same thing because my question was very similar to this one. But she's saying, among so many magnificent attributes of God, which can we consider to be the most important? I was going to ask you, which one attribute do you think is the coolest one? So, again, God is eternal, is immutable, is immaterial, is one, all powerful, is supremely just and good.
So it's hard to pick a superhero that has one power that you like the most.
I
I
know.
think that most of the attributes. So one thing that's really is shocking because all these attributes end up in one big attribute to me that's called love.
Hmm.
So that's to me is the cherry on the top of the cake. So
Hmm.
okay, those attributes are great, but all this combined give you something called love.
Hmm.
And this ultimate love that we have no idea what this is about. So and Jesus come here to show us some ideas of what the love that God want us to reach one day is the love that we have difficult. For example, sacrifice. So who are willing to sacrifice anything?
Hmm.
But sometimes you have to because you love more than yourself in some situations, and that sometimes is required. I would say to you that my favorite one is charity and love.
Very good. Very good. So thank you. Thank you, Rodrigo. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Have a nice night.
Thanks. Well, friends, thank you also for your participation in the chat. We really enjoyed that. So please don't be shy, right? Just participate with us. We will now move to the preparation for tonight's spiritual treatment. So, pass is a transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting our physical, emotional, and mental balance. So, passes restore the state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with healthy, positive energy. So, in order to receive the benefits from passes from our spiritual treatment right now, it's very simple. So, just close your eyes and follow the audio instructions or just remain in prayer. But if you can just listen to the words and with your thoughts, right, or follow the words with your thoughts, that would be a great way to receive the benefits of passes. You may close your eyes to help you with mentalization. So during the pass, that water that you set aside will also absorb the spiritual energy that you and your family can benefit from. So we'll now I'll make a prayer now in preparation for passes, which will be our closing prayer as well. So let's close our eyes and let's connect with God, remembering the attributes that Jesus, that Spiritism brings to us of God. God being loving, just, and merciful. God being Father to all of us. So, not that angry God, not the punishing God, but the giving, the merciful, the loving Father that Jesus told us to even direct ourselves to call God our Father. And as we get deeper and deeper in prayer, we thank God for our lives. We thank God for this opportunity to be here together, seeking to be better today than yesterday, seeking our moral and spiritual improvement. We ask God to bless our families, our homes, our work, the places we work, and we ask to that may God bless every single person whose names is in our vibration book. May they all be comforted, strengthened in their faith. May they all be assisted in whatever problem they are facing right now. May they be covered in goodwill, in hope and faith, feeling restored in their difficulties so that they can overcome any challenges. God, help us to, in this next part of our meeting, where we're going to receive the benefits of the spiritual treatment. May the blessings of God come over us and around our houses too. And may we stay close to God and Jesus for the duration of this week. And may we be together again in the name of Jesus many, many times. So be it.
Let's get ready for the pass and water fluidification. Please get a container with clean water to be fluidified. Brothers and sisters, it does not matter where you are, what type of hardships you are going through. Jesus is always ready to come and help us. Place yourself in a comfortable position which can make it easy for you to reach concentration and receptiveness. Breathe slowly and easily. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Fill up your lungs with air and let it out very slowly. Let tranquility and peace energies penetrate your lungs and move throughout your body. Your soul in harmony with your body feels easy and in peace. Let's imagine Jesus' passage. A clear day, the sun's golden rays illuminate the happy passage in Capernaum. A lot of white houses, multicolored vines, and hopping birds fill the landscape with optimism. The news about cures attracted the crowd in need. Suddenly, Jesus appears slim and handsome. His tunic was hanging down to his feet. At sunset, all those with sick people hit by several illnesses would bring them, and as he placed his hands over each one, he would heal them. This is what Luke the evangelist says. Let's imagine Jesus approaching you. He holds his friendly hands over our head. Notice that from his generous hands, a waterfall with clear and pure water originated from his love come to bathe you. It flows on your head, goes down your shoulders, bathe all your being, and brings you peace, serenity, and balance. They remove all impurities and pacify you. Feel the water bathing you, cleaning. Breathe. Now, imagine Jesus as a sun before you. His light, his warmth surrounds you. Feel the healing energy that comes from Jesus towards you. He hears your prayers. Trust him. His love is endless and it follows you and protects you. It provides you with everything you need. Have faith. Absorb the healing energy from Jesus. His light surrounds you. Feel the energy going through all your body. Feel stronger and in peace. Lord Jesus, our divine friend, reach out your generous hands, Lord, and change this water into medicine for our physical and spiritual illnesses. Protect us, Jesus, with your peace. Spread those vibrations of love throughout my home, Lord. May peace, health, and tranquility reign here. We are very grateful to you, Jesus. Stay with us today and forever. Thank God. Please remember to use the fluidified water.
With the sweet vibrations of the passes, is that we thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back next Tuesday here on Spiritism Canada and Continental Concafres Americas at 8:30 Eastern, and next Wednesday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. So don't forget to follow Spiritism Canada on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and the Spiritist group Path of Light on Facebook as well. Have a good night, friends. May God bless you. See you next week.
Wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. You will see that behind every sign there's a flame shining bright, tiny spark created by God. my destiny will be healed by your love. Disseminate wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. As our Master Jesus taught.